Hey guys, it's John here again. Part 2 of my Van Halen rated albums, and we'll see, this is my opinion. I've rated them out of 10. The songs, that is, not out just albums, I mean the songs, and then I'll say which is my favourite album out of the 3 that I show, and after this one I will tell you my favourite out of my first video and the second video. So first of all, we're going to start off with where did I put it? I think I got it down here as well, somewhere. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, it's disappeared. Oh, it's over there. Oh, here we go. First one, Fair Warning. Right, after the last video I had to have a bit of a rest, and I thought, well, I'm going to listen to these while I'm just having a little rest, and take some paracetamol tablets because I needed it. But the thing is, things didn't get any better, alright, on the next 2 albums. This one was not really any better than the previous albums. It was actually, it wasn't as good as the first album, and it wasn't as good as the second one. It was sort of in between the second and the third, which was Women and Children First. Actually, that was worse than this one. And I was like, oh my god. What annoys me the most is you've got a band with a guitarist that is supposed to be so amazing. Why are they putting out shit records and only a couple of great songs? And it shows when you look at their best of that there's only 1 or 2 great songs or awesome songs that get put onto here from one album. If I do any other band, I bloody struggle. I'm like, oh, I want to put that one on, I want to put that one on, I want to put that and that and that, and that's just from one album. If I'm doing like Iron Maiden, I'm like, oh my god, there's like about 6 amazing songs on one album, and I want to put them all, but I can't fit them all on to a best of compilation or whatever. But with this, I'm almost struggling to just get one. So I thought, right, I better give this a go and get this over and done with. And again, the only good song that I rated highly in this is actually one song that's on the best of, and I'll tell you what it is in a minute. But we start off with Mean Streak. I gave it a 3. Dirty Movies, a 3. Sinner's Swing, a 3. Hear About It Later, I would give a 5. Unchained was the one that's on the best of. I gave that a 6, and that was being generous. Push Comes to Shove, I gave a 2. So This Is Love, I gave a 3. Sunday Afternoon in the Park, what the frickin' hell is that? It's an instrumental that sounds terrible, and I gave it a 1, and I was being generous. I should have given it -1. One Foot Out the Door, I gave a 3. That's fair warning for you. Yeah, it's a fair warning. Don't go out and buy this unless you need your head tested. Right, here we go. Next one. So that, obviously, that came out in 1981. Think about the albums by other rock and hard rock bands that came out and bought an album in 1981, and then go and listen to that and compare it. And that's supposed to be one of the best guitarists, you know, in the world, putting out crap like that. Now that is this is why I really have struggled with why people like this Van Halen. Next album, right. 1982 comes round. You're thinking, yes, look at the amazing albums that have come out in 1982. And I haven't got this to show because I wouldn't buy this even to complete my collection. This is an album called Diver Down. I wouldn't even if this was on fire, right, it caught fire, I wouldn't even bother to pour a jug of water over it because it wouldn't be worth saving. This has got to be the worst album I've ever heard in my life. And there's about 4 songs on here that are about a minute long, or just over a minute. They've got 2 covers, Pretty Woman, which is not great, and then they do Dancing in the Street, which is another cover, which is the David Bowie and Mick Jagger one. And I'm thinking, oh my god, they are actually the only good songs on there, and even those covers are terrible. The best song on here was Where Have All the Good Times Gone. That says it all really. I think it's more of like it should have been called Where Have All the Good Songs Gone? Where have all the good song ideas gone? We can't think of any, Mr. David Lee Roth or Mr. Eddie Van Halen, Alex Van Halen, and the guy that nobody can remember his name on bass. Yes. You're too busy posing to think of good ideas for songs. I think that's what it is. Next song was Hang 'Em High. I gave that a 3. Let's put it this way: it don't get much higher than 4. Cathedral is like an instrumental that is terrible, absolutely terrible. I'm like holding my hands in my head in my hands, going, "Oh my god." Seriously, guys, go out and listen to Diver Down. Go and put it on YouTube because it ain't worth buying. Put it on and then compare it to other rock bands put out albums in '82. I'm sure you will either thumb me up for this or agree about other bands. Then there's a song called Secrets. I couldn't even give that a 3. I had to change it to 2. Intruder is another instrumental which is terrible. Then it's Pretty Woman, I gave 3. Dancing in the Street, I gave 1. It's that bad, a cover. Little Guitars, there's 2 sections of that. There's one that's only an instrumental, and there's another bit that's the same thing that's the song. That I gave a 1 because that is diabolical. Big Bad Bill is laughable. It's like, what? Am I really hearing this? This is absolutely like the most terrible thing I've ever heard in my life. It's sort of stuck in the 70s, like really in the 70s. Then there's a song called, Big Bad Bill, I gave 1. The Full Bug, or whatever it's called, should be called The Full Bag of Sick, I think. That is a 2. Happy Trails, there was nothing happy about it, and it was like a 1 minute song, and it was like I had to give it. I couldn't even. It should be -1, to be quite honest. Actually, some of these were -1. Why didn't I say that? Yeah, -1. I put Happy Trails. -1 for Big Bad Bill, and minus. I think there was another one. No, there ain't. That's it. So yeah. And I'm thinking, the poor Van Halen fans out there have listened to all these other albums before, and they bring out Diver Down, and I'm thinking, surely at that time their popularity must have gone zuh. And someone at the record company went, you need to release something like this, because do you know what? I used to like this. I hated it. Now I appreciate it a bit more since this came after Diver Down. It's not a masterpiece, but it's got some better songs on it. There's even some better arrangements and better recording, and it's this they should have done in 81, 82, not 84. That is when it came out, eh? Yeah. So 1984, the song. That's pretty cool. Cool intro. It's only an intro again though, but I gave it an 8. Jump, I gave 7.5. Maybe because I've just heard it too much. Or it's just a case that I'm thinking of Judas Priest. I'm thinking of other bands that brought out great albums at that time in 1984. And I'm thinking of songs that come out there that are far superior to these. So haven't put these Van Halen songs high up. Panama I gave an 8. Top Jimmy I gave 4.5. Drop Dead Legs 5. So there's half of this album is still in the 5s. Hot for Teacher 7.5 I gave that. The start of it is a bit, pees me off a bit, but the song does get a bit better. I'll Wait has always been a great song to me, so I gave that an 8. Girl Gone Bad 6.5. House of Pain 5. So that just shows you that, yeah, they did get better, and Van Halen fans must have thought, thank God they brought this out, because we were ready to go somewhere else. I would have given up on Van Halen after the second album, but they've obviously got diehard fans out there that like David Lee Roth as well, and like the mediocre songs that they did. But the funny thing is David Lee Roth left after this, so. And then they brought in the breath of fresh air, which was Sammy Hagar. Hell yeah. But we're going to get to them. So keep watching, keep rocking, and go and listen to something else other than after Diver Down, I'm going to have to take some, not paracetamol, I'm going to have to take some ibuprofen. To, you know, get rid of other pains that are going on in my body at the moment of having to listen to that. So but you know, there's going to be fans, and I can't, this is my opinion, but honestly I've never heard so much rubbish in my life other than Diver Down. There you go. I'll see you later in part 3.